from Sunbeam Elementary School, and today I'm going to talk about the importance of creating a schedule for your child. We know that students thrive with structure and routine. One way to support your child during this time is to develop a schedule. This will let your child know what to expect and when. Having a schedule sets a routine, gives a sense of normalcy, builds structure, and keeps everyone on track. Let me show you some examples. My first example is a visual schedule. And I would recommend this type of schedule for a child who's in pre-kindergarten and kindergarten. And with this schedule, I tape some tag board together to make a long strip. Maybe you have poster boards you could use. Maybe you'll just put it on your refrigerator, however it works for you. And then I went and I found icons for each of the subjects for the day. Okay, so this represents morning meeting. This owl with a book might represent literacy. We know we're going to have some work on an iPad or computer. So for little ones, we might put the iPad there. If they have a computer, we would use that icon. Maybe we'll have science, lunch, math. As we go down through this, as we finish a subject, we're starting here at morning meeting, then we would say, next, we're going to literacy, and here we are. So when you're done with that subject, you would move the arrow to the next thing. And this will show your child what's going to occur, what they're doing now, and what they will do next. And you would continue that until the day was done. And down here, we have all done with a happy face. Now the second example I did is also a visual schedule, but with the times. So this way, your child knows at 8:30, we're going to meet the teacher for a morning meeting. Then at 9, we're going to have literacy. At 10 o'clock, I might be on my iPad or the computer. And with these icons, I place a magnet on the back of it, or you could just use tape. So maybe your child has the computer at home. So we're going to have computer where we might be working on Seesaw or in Schoology. Then at 10:30, we might have arts. 11:15 is lunch and a break and recess. And this might be the time you let your child go outside and run around and just have a break from the morning. On the back, I put the afternoon schedule. So after lunch at 12:15 is math. Then we might have to go back on the iPad and do something on Seesaw or in Schoology. And then perhaps we'll have social studies. Again, I made it so we could change it out. And maybe the next day we have science at that time. And then at 3 o'clock, we're all done. The third example, I used index cards. So this I would recommend for children who are 3rd grade to 5th grade, even in middle school. But I would recommend 3rd to 5th grade. And here we have, I color coded it. So the orange means that I'm meeting with the teacher in Microsoft Teams. The green means it's independent work time, and I'm probably going to be on Schoology completing assignments. The pink is when your child may have gym or music or art, and blue represents lunch and a break. So as you can see, we're going to start with morning meeting. Then we're going to go into literacy on Microsoft Teams, because that's where your child will be meeting the teacher and we'll have a live lesson. Then they may do some independent work on Schoology. At 10:30, science, again, they have to be on Microsoft Teams, so they know they have to get in there. Then it'll be lunch. At 12:15, again, math, I'm going to meet my teacher on Microsoft Teams. Then gym, and then more independent work on Schoology. Again, I made extras so you can switch them out depending on the day that you have music, art, or gym, or even social studies. So this was science on Monday. Maybe on Tuesday, we now have social studies. So you can flip it right out and make the change. The fourth example uses a simple piece of paper, daily schedule, broken up into 2 columns. This one where you put the times that the activities will occur, and this is the area for the subjects, activities, or tasks. So I just made up a schedule. It may look like this, it may look different. It just depends on your child's school, your child's teacher. Again, we start at 8:30, morning meeting. This is the time for attendance, check in, have a group discussion, maybe a read aloud. Then we move on through our day. And 3 o'clock school ends, but in between here, you might have time to get back on Schoology. The next example is a weekly schedule. Okay, broken down into the times and the days of the week going across. And this might be used by a middle schooler or a high schooler. And a high schooler, depending on their schedule, they might have a block here that this is biology. And then it might be lunch, and then it might be English. And the next day, it might be Spanish, lunch, and then it might be American government. So depending on your high schooler's schedule, this might work with them where they can see their daily subjects across the week and where they're supposed to be. And finally, if you have a special needs child, you might have this type of visual schedule. Where these icons may be familiar to that child, and they may use those in the classroom. And with this one, you pick the icon for the schedule, and there's lots of spaces. And with this schedule, I usually do an AM and a PM. So I have up to here, I usually put lunch. Here's lunch right now. But if it was lunch, I might just do lunch up to there, and then for the afternoon, switch it out. But what your child would do if they met with the teacher first and they're all done, they would move it over, all done. And then it was reading, and you move it over. If your child needs this type of schedule, I would reach out to your child's speech and language therapist to help you. Well, I suggest that you take the time and sit down with your child and create the schedule together. So this would be a good time when you make the schedule is to discuss the expectations of the school day. And if you have any other questions or problems, make sure you reach out to your child's teacher so they can assist you. We'll see you soon back in the classroom. Bye.